it's Christina from Card Making Magic. At the end of part 1 we had coloured the baby in to make his skin darker, and these are the colours that we used. We used TN2, TN7 and EB2. And then we left the video at the end with the image ready to be added to a die cut, or if you don't have the die cuts, you can just cut the baby out himself and add it to a card just as it is. But if you wanted to add the die, then if you look at that, part of the image would be chopped off. So to get that as part of the card, all you need to do is just pop your die in place and make a little mark on your card. And then with your craft knife or your scissors, you're just going to cut around that book or whatever it is that you want outside the frame. And then once you've done that, you're going to lift that part up and slide your die underneath back to the mark that you made. And then if you tape it in place so it doesn't move, run it through your die cutting machine, and then once you've taken the die off, you will then have your image cut out with the part outside the frame that you want. And then if you cut yourself a mat, you can mat and layer that image ready to add to your cards. Now to make the card, I've chosen the little boy with the book, with the truck outside the card, and the little girl with her panties just outside the card, and I've matted and layered them up in a coordinating card, and I've matted and layered up background pieces ready to be used. So let's go ahead and make the cards. This is the area that we're going to work on first. Now for both cards I'm just going to have a dry run of where I want my embellishments. So for the little girl's card I'm just going to add some lace. I've cut some ribbon that will cover the join, and I'm going to double layer it with some spotty ribbon, and then on top of that I will add the image, and I think we'll just move those a wee bit further down. So we'll add the image in there, and then we'll add a little bow to one side, and on top of the bow I'll use a piece of card candy just to cover the knot. And then over this side I'm going to add a little sentiment, and along the bottom I'm just going to add in some flowers and some leaves. And from that flower I think we'll add in a little bit of a pearly embellishment. Then along the top I'm also going to add in some flowers and some leaves, and from that we'll have another pearly embellishment. So I might add some more in that, I'm not sure yet, but that's roughly how I want the card to look. Now for the little boy, I've taken some raffia ribbon, which is just white on a roll, and with the pens I've coloured it in to match my colour scheme, and again I'm double layering that with some more ribbon. I've matted and layered the wee boy, and I'm going to sit him at the bottom of the card. And then for little boys you really don't want to add in flowers, so I'm just adding in some buttons that I've tied with baker's twine and just tied it in a knot. But there's no reason why you can't add in some pearls, even for a little boy's card. So we'll add in some pearls along each side, and the sentiment can sit at the top. So now I'm going to go away and glue all these in place. So once everything's glued in place, all that's left now is to add this top layer to your base card, and all I've done is fold an A4 piece of card in half, and then with some wet glue I'm just going to add the top layer to the card, and by doing it like that, that will hide all the workings behind the card, and that will give you a very neat finish for the card itself. So there you have two finished cards, but by adding your image to a folded A4 card means you'll need to add an insert inside the card. But if you wanted it to be freestanding, then you need to add the A-frame to the back, and that will enable the card to stand by itself. So just as a reminder of the pens that we used, we've used the Spectrum Noir TN2, TN7 and EB2 to create the darker skin tones for the baby.